All right, all right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game, Happy versus Kaho. This game taking place here on Hammerfall. This was part of the Proiron tournament, so you know that, well, bigger stakes than your typical W3 champions ladder play or anything like that. Happy has spawned as the blue Undead player on the top left-hand side of the map, opening things up with an Altar of Darkness, Crypt, and Ziggurat. Looks like it will be that classic Death Knight opening. Meanwhile, Kaho on the bottom right-hand side of the map, opening things up with an Altar of Elders Moonwell and this Ancient of War off to the side. Ancient of War off to the side, well, you guys know what that means. AOW creeping. That Ancient of War will be taking a beating while eating some trees, while the Keeper of the Grove, Warden perhaps, but I am thinking Keeper of the Grove as that first hero. Only time will tell, and time will tell shortly as Kaho goes ahead and trains up a Demon Hunter. All right, predictions. Demon Hunter was not on my general scope. There, Happy does go for that Death Knight. Thank you for not making all of my predictions wrong. Demon Hunter, a very strong hero if he's able to get those mana burns. If the Demon Hunter is ahead on odd levels against the Undead heroes, the Demon Hunter can in fact get a lot of mana burns down on the Lich and on that Death Knight, limiting the number of Death Coils and Frost Novas. However, with all of that said, the Demon Hunter is an agility-based hero, so he generally doesn't have enough hit points to really withstand once all three heroes are out on the field. If it is a Naga Sea Witch as that third hero who can use Fork Lightning, or if it is the Carrion Swarm of that Dreadlord, or the Impale of the Cryptlord, all three just generally work out very well together. Coming back across here, Demon Hunter now making his way through, and here we are, here we go. Demon Hunter now looking to clear out this Goblin Merchant shop. Death Knight, well, going a little bit slower here, getting purged by the Null Warden there, slowing things down a little bit as we see a Ring of Superiority dropped for Happy. Not necessarily the best item, but still will be good enough. Immolation now turned on here, all three targets getting attacked at the same time as Kaho is trying to use Immolation quickly to clear out this creep camp. The Demon Hunter does get slowed up a bit. The Demon Hunter also has a Ring of Regeneration, and the Demon Hunter is in a weird spot. He wants to mana burn this Death Knight, knowing that the Death Knight has gone for Death Coil since he has used mana, but since he opted to go for that Immolation first, he cannot and really wants to get to level 2. But by trying to clear out these creep camps here, he knows that the Death Knight can just do some strong kill steals with those ranged 100-point burst damage Death Coils. So what is that Demon Hunter to do except, well, play a game of chase around the map? Behind this, we're looking at Happy already teching the tier 2, getting up a graveyard, and perhaps, well, trying to line things up a little bit later. Demon Hunter still, well, racking up quite a bit of damage, standing next to you, and, well, the Death Knight could be in a lot of trouble here. That sheep was trying to come online. Death Knight gets up to level 2 here. Is he going to be able to outrun Cold Arrows? And Kaho gets the kill on a level 2 Death Knight. All right, that was a big deal. These ghouls had cleared out some additional creeps away from all of the action, and because of that, well, a level 2 Death Knight was felled instead of a level 1, giving more experience to the Demon Hunter and making the resurrection of that Death Knight a bit more expensive. Death Knight resurrected back at the tavern. We're going to be looking at an item picked up, Claws of Attack +5, not +4, as Happy now looks to back away. Interesting call around the horn here as the archers, well, trying to figure out, are the ghouls going to try and engage? And here we are, here we go. Archers trying to pull back here. Happy does get a little bit of attacks as we are looking at more creeping away from the action. Happy, or it looks like Kaho does realize this, and now turns on Immolation to try to go after a couple of those additional units. It looks as though a ghoul could get taken down. Skeletal Minion could be easy pickings as well. Demon Hunter trying to catch up to that other ghoul, unable to do that. Now trying to, well, dive in. All right, Demon Hunter without boots of speed, trying to catch up to a low hit point ghoul and coming back around. Oh, Happy quickly getting getting control of his ghouls, making sure that not too much damage is done. Is there a Nerubian tower? No Nerubian tower, but the Howls of the Dead comes online just in time. And wow, talk about timing. The Halls of the Dead ticking over to tier 2, opening up that piercing damage, but more importantly, that slowing effect as the ghouls are now going to get cleaned up here. Are we going to see another ghoul lost? Yes, 2 creeps, however, as the Demon Hunter backs away. A couple of unordinary missteps, in addition to a little bit of luck here with the Halls of the Dead turning over at just the right time as the Demon Hunter, well, you would normally think that a lot of damage was absorbed by the Demon Hunter, and that is the case, but that Ring of Regeneration has opened things up quite a bit. All right, what is going on here? Death Knight taking quite a beating. We're going to see a Death Coil go onto the Archer here. Potion of Invulnerability now picked up. Archer currently trying to hide away, and it's going to get taken out by those creeps instead. Demon Hunter is extremely low on hit points, but does have a Potion of Invulnerability, not in danger of falling anytime soon. Meanwhile, skeletal minions are slowly getting picked off one at a time. Death Knight trying to make something happen with these skeletal minions, low on hit points, as the Demon Hunter just shy of level 3. All right, some close actions back and forth. Tech to tier 3 already underway. Kaho now getting dual Ancients of Lore. And Kaho is in a prime position to try and, press his advantage. I'm happy, however, already teching to tier 3 as well, and now getting that Lich. We know how strong of a player Happy is, and what he can do once he gets that Death Knight and that Lich all online. Orb of Corruption, all of those common undead shenanigans, which it plays out so well in the late game. It is going to come down to execution, though, as Happy does have a lot of work to try and recover, as we're looking at the Death Knight with just skeletal minions trying to clear out creep camps, denying experience to his opponent. All right, I don't know what's going on here, but Happy must have a good Spider WarCraft 3 sense to know when exactly Kaho's going to try and come across here. There's a Death Coil onto an Archer. Archer about to get taken down by the creeps. Lich now coming back around. Demon Hunter does have a decent amount of mana. Is he going to try and mana burn? No, he is not. Now looking to back away as we see some ensnares go down as well. All right, Demon Hunter still testing the waters. Naga Sea Witch does not have level 2, which is incredibly important as Fork Lightning is still not available. Demon Hunter is going to try and mana burn here. No, going to try to, yes, Tome of Retraining, and now goes for evasion. There is a mana burn there, and the Lich with 1 Frost Nova trying to retreat away. No Boots of Speed, Tome of Retraining. There's a second mana burn as the Demon Hunter says, good riddance. Coming back around, Naga Sea Witch gonna try to go after this Kobold Taskmaster. Demon Hunter sitting at level 3, needs to be in that frontline spot to tank some of that damage. Will take some experience away, but the Naga Sea Witch will get to level 2 off of this creep camp. There we have it, level 2 on that Naga Sea Witch. Wand of Illusion now dropped. Forest Troll Berserkers getting cleaned up here as we see a Tome of Intelligence dropped for the Naga Sea Witch. Now, Happy gonna take this opportunity to clear out some creep camps as well. Happy is going for gargoyles off of a single crypt, so it is gonna be ghouls and gargoyles already off of a single crypt as we are going into a boneyard. Surprisingly, Happy has not gotten up a slaughterhouse yet. All right, so my original assumption, thinking that he was gonna be going for those obsidian statues, is not the case. It could be that Happy is trying to not rely on his undead heroes and instead pivoting to a new strategy, knowing that the Demon Hunter is already at level 3 with level 2 mana burn. Now, by pivoting to the Boneyard, he's going to get those frost worms out onto the battlefield, and perhaps they're going to be able, they're going to shut down these Druids of the Claw before they become extremely effective. Kaho does have a decent supply advantage, 6 supply over his opponent. I know the army sizes say it's a bit in favor of Happy, but remember, ghouls all need to be back at home here in order to, and they still count towards your army, even though they are technically working back at home as harvesters. Lich is sitting at level 2. Death Knight sitting at level 3. Picks up a Talisman of Evasion. Level 3 now on the Naga Sea Witch. Potion of Mana now picked up there as the dual Demon Hunter Illusions going to do a bit of scouting. All right. Demon Hunter gets to level 4. A little bit more, survivability in Evasion, most likely. It would be hard to believe that he's going to try and go for level 2 level 1, excuse me, immolation at this point, but still hasn't trained that point. All right. Jews of the Claw retreating back. Brewmaster opting to go for Drunken Haze first, perhaps to try and slow down these ghouls and gargoyles. If you can get that Drunken Haze down there. There you are. There's a Drunken Haze across all of those units. Are we going to see a lot of missing? There's a mana burn, and the units are just trying to chase. Naga Sea Witch is in a lot of trouble, already down to 126 hit points. And with that, the Naga Sea Witch forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal in order to get away. Also, we saw some Frostworm illusions amongst all of these units here, and that may have, confused Kaho into thinking that, Happy's army was much larger and much deadlier to his bears than originally assessed. Druids of the Claw making their rounds out. We can see Kaho trying to expand here at the 3 o'clock spot. There's an illusion quickly getting cleaned up as, the Frostworms are going to engage here. All right, what's going on? Going to go ahead and Mana Burn and Death Coil trying to save a Ghoul. Drunken Haze not down yet. Fork Lightning going down, and here we are. Here we go. Ghouls are getting cleaned up. Gargoyles are actually missing their target quite a bit. You saw the number of rounds of attack here as the Naga Sea Witch does have a Potion of Invulnerability and is still able to stick around and survive in this fight. What is going down here? Naga Sea Witch is going to be losing that Potion of Invulnerability very quickly, and with that, can he finish off that Death Knight first? No, the Frostworm able to do a lot of damage, and now we see an Orb of Venom going down onto that Frostworm here. No cold arrows mean that Frostworm will be able to get away pretty easily, as that Frostworm is applying that slow effect to other units here. Demon Hunter trying to close in on that distance, but once again, without Boots of Speed, not able to get enough damage onto that Frostworm to stick. All right, Demon Hunter still trying to catch up here. We see a Mana Burn onto that Lich there, and now a forced retreat again. All right, movement speed. In the words of Ender Wiggins, if you're not in the right place, in the spirit of Ender Wiggins, movement is a major part of battle, not just being in the right or having the right weapons, but being in the right position. Demon Hunter unable to chase down his opponent's slower, powerful units, allows them to get away and fight again. Kaho sitting at 51 supply. We can see an entangled gold mine going off over here. Kaho is looking to extend this game if possible. Demon Hunter going to stay at level 4. Brewmaster will most likely get to level 2 as the Brewmaster picks up an Orb of Venom as well. 2 Orb of Venoms to go after those air units and add in a Breath of Fire should be incredibly helpful for this go-wide army which is gargoyles and ghouls, but it seems like all the ghouls are already out of the equation. A 53 supply army, and with that there is 2 Frostworms. Yeah, no real ghouls anywhere here, and no obsidian statues to be seen. All right. In 2024, still, Happy is finding new ways to invent and play Undead. Only 2 heroes, no obsidian statues, going up against a Demon Hunter with Mana Burn. All right, this endgame has to be cold and calculated by Happy if he really wants to come out ahead here. No Drunken Haze units are able to retreat back. There's a Mana Burn. There's a little bit of frost or cold damage onto the Demon Hunter, as we see the Demon Hunter pick up a Book of the Dead. Normally, Book of the Dead is, a double-edged sword against Happy at this stage in the game, but because of the lack of destroyers, they may actually turn out become extremely powerful and useful in this upcoming fight. Kaho, 47 supply army going up against 51. Army sizes are about the same. Remember, however, Kaho does have this entangled gold mine, as we still do not see any haunting of a second gold mine yet, with only 6.5 minutes of mining on the main bases. can Kaho get enough of a gold advantage to hold off, or is Happy's army gonna just be enough here? There's a Death Coil Frost Nova onto a Druid of the Claw who was still in a Druid form, suffering quite a bit of damage. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across all of those gargoyles, but they are gonna get cleaned up there. Level 4 now on that Lich. Catching a Druid of the Claw in an awkward position was a big deal there, as the Naga Sea Witch now tries to retreat back. There's a Fork Lightning as the Naga Sea Witch is still taking an absolute beating. Staff of Preservation for the save, but what is going down here? 51 supply compared to 49. Dryad's Book of the Dead is trying to work its magic here, as we see the Brewmaster escaping away at 207 hit points, but now getting caught in the back. That is 3 Frostworms blasting down that blasting down that Panda, as the Naga Sea Witch comes back over to try and offer some support. The Frostworms, however, completely unchallenged here, as the Demon Hunter now coming back across. We're looking at the Death Knight and the Lich, both of them low on mana, unable to blast down that Naga Sea Witch, but the icy blast of the Frostworms seems to be more than enough, as the Naga Sea Witch gets stopped in her tracks as well. 39 supply compared to 43. Both sides exchanging blows. Gargoyle is perhaps going to try and retreat back here. What is going down here is the Demon Hunter is trying to fight his way through. Frostworm down to 230 hit points, down to 179. There's a bit of more, and now trying to finish off some of these other units instead. There are some full Moonwells off on the side here. We're looking at some damage still adding up here. Are we going to see the Frostworm get taken down? Yes, we are. Demon Hunter still sitting at level 5. There's a mana burn trying to keep the Death Knight and that Lich in check here, as we still see plenty of Moonwells coming across. Are we going to see another Dryad attack? No, we are not. That Gargoyle is going to get down to 2 hit points, and now still retreating back away. Demon Hunter and trying to chase after the Death Knight. The slow blast of the Frostworms. Here comes the Panda, and now we may see the resurrection of the Naga Sea Witch again. Kaho's additional economy really helping out here, as the units are all continuing to fight back across here. One low hit point Gargoyle, while trying to stop this, stop across here, as they're going to try and retreat back again. Is the units going to be able to catch up, get some damage onto that Frostworm once more? No boots of speed, and not being able to give chase. Not chasing down those fleeing units. When your enemy is retreating in most real-time strategy games, that is the time to really do large bits of damage. As long as your units are fast enough to catch up, then you can do some serious damage to those units. All right, Frostworm now trying to back away here. We know that Kaho was trying to use cold arrows and slow poison from those Dryads, but it wasn't enough. The Demon Hunter's pursuit would have been better here. The problem is the Demon Hunter would need to sell a Ring of Superiority or some other item in order to have access to Boots of Speed, as you still want to have that consumable item for a little bit more longevity. There's a Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. We're gonna see a Staff of Preservation. We should no Potion of Healing instead. Both sides still fighting. There's the Staff of Preservation. Panda now back at home, perhaps needs to use a Moonstone and drink a little bit more Moon Juice, as we are now at midday. So we are currently at midday. That could be a problem here, as Dryads are going to get picked off once again. 56 supply compared to 49. Kaho does have the economic advantage. He has a large bank, but money in the bank does not win battles on the field, as we see a Frostworm finally getting taken down. Lich gets up to level 5. Demon Hunter sitting at level 4, trying to get away. Potion of Healing could be picked up and used here, hiding in the back. Naga Sea Witch. All of these Moonwells are bone dry. No Moonstone being used, as we are still fighting our way through. Druids of the Claw not getting trained up. Naga Sea Witch going to get taken down. Panda trying to offer a little bit of support, as the Tree of Eternity joining in on the fight as well. Demon Hunter, what is going on? Down to 44 hit points, down to 59, some more Moonwells, and now we're looking at the Death Knight trying to get away. He gets up to level 6, as the Demon Hunter falls at level 4. That may be the end of the game right here. Level 2 Brewmaster wondering what has happened to all of his, brethren and partners, only to see, they're currently out of commission. Death Knight able to run around the field now with level 3 Unholy Aura, moving extremely quickly, as all 3 heroes have been resurrected at the tavern. All right. Well, that's one way to use your extremely large banks suddenly coming back around. And here we are going into an engagement. Demon Hunter could fall again very quickly, down to 153 hit points before Staff of Preservation. Panda gets up to level 3, coming back around. Naga Sea Witch is going to get taken down. There goes a Gargoyle as the Dryads are now trying to catch up and perhaps slow things down for these retreating units. Are we going to see enough slow poison onto the Lich as the Panda is trying to catch up here? Frostworm now trying to make its rounds back again as the Brewmaster unable to catch up to that level 3 Unholy Aura. Little bit of damage coming back around, more damage coming across here. Brewmaster, what is he doing? Trying to bait these things. There goes a Dryad, and there goes a Death Coil. Death Knight actually got enough mana for a Death Coil there as the Brewmaster now looks to fall back again. Demon Hunter going to try and join in on the battle here, and this is just a micro battle. There goes a Frost Nova, just a little bit late in terms of time as the Demon Hunter down to 170 hit points, going to try and back away again. He gets Staff of Preservation back home. Brewmaster now in a little bit of trouble. He's trying to get away, and it looks like the Death Knight will be able to catch up. Movement speed is key. Death Knight with that Unholy Aura able to chase down a Panda and perhaps, well, force the GG. Dryads have been trying to pick off Frostworms. We are looking at 5 more seconds of mining, and that is it. So Kaho is in a definitely uncomfortable position, but, well, uncomfortable position in terms of hero levels. Does Happy have enough on the battlefield to actually win? That is the question. Demon Hunter trying to come back around. Naga Sea was trying to get resurrected. And here we are. Here we go. Fortified armor on these buildings as we see a Mana Burn go straight down onto the Lich first. All right, Death Knight now needs to try and retreat back here. Demon Hunter going straight after the Death Knight. Death Knight unable to catch up. Perhaps going to get some damage onto the Lich instead as the Frostworm comes back around and says, here's an Icy Blast for you. Death Knight going to be coming back across from the north again. Here's that second Frostworm once more trying to engage the Lich with that Orb of Corruption, able to deal significant damage as we see Claws of Attack +4 or +5 transferred to the Lich to act as a deterrent. All right, that Lich surprisingly has a large amount of hit points with the Death Knight so nearby. Here we are. We're going to perhaps try and see a flank here. There is another Mana Burn, and the Lich could be in trouble. The Lich Death Knight needs to come back around, get a Death Coil in onto that Lich anti-magic shell, and there's going to be the Death Coil for the save. But even with that, this is going to be a little bit of a problem. All right, more, Orb of Venom trying to get transferred across multiple units. Are we going to see a Mana Burn onto the Death Knight? Yes, we do. Death Coil, Demon Hunter, Potion of Healing, both sides still fighting their way through. Dryads can come back around. Are we going to see the Demon Hunter fall? Potion of Lesser Invulnerability being transferred. And was that a... what was that? That was the death of the Frost Nova. I think, was that a death pack? Yeah, that was a Dark Ritual coming across from the Lich. Only to see suddenly a level 4 or a level 4 Naga Sea Witch come back around and get the Fork Lightning off. Talk about a split-second difference there, being able to train up. This game was really a matter of seconds, a real-time strategy game where time was key. The Demon Hunter trying to chase down those ghouls inside the base. There was no Nerubian towers being upgraded, but the Halls of the Dead coming online at just the right moment. And then finally, and then we saw it all throughout the game, this timing. In the end, I was questioning Kaho's large bank of over 1,500 gold. He lost all 3 heroes, resurrected all 3 back at the tavern, trying to get one more fight, and ultimately it was the economic advantage of Kaho that outlasted Happy, as Happy simply ran out of resources. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.